Good evening, it's February 10th, 2023. This is Maple Leaf Meteorological with our winter storm outlook for southwestern Virginia for the storm coming up on Sunday, February 12th. As we look at the map of the weather on Sunday around 7 p.m. as expected, we have a low pressure system. They're off Cape Hatteras with heavy rain and probably some thunderstorms off the coast, and wrapping around behind the system into an upper low is precipitation that we're looking at. And over southwestern Virginia and along the Appalachian Mountains down into Tennessee and western North Carolina, we could have some wintry precipitation. So we're going to take a look here. The simulation of snowfall from yesterday was much heavier down along the Tennessee-North Carolina border. Most of the computer models have warmed up a little bit, and the peak of the snow now looks to be centered around I-77 and 81 near the Withville area, and amounts are coming down to around 3 inches for the peak and a little bit less as you go east and west of the line. Our biggest problem looks to be now freezing rain and sleet. The area highlighted in purple again encompasses a lot of Interstate 77 from south of Beckley, West Virginia, down into far northern North Carolina, and along U.S. Interstate 81 from near the Tennessee line up to just west of Roanoke. So on our snowfall forecast, if you had tuned in yesterday, the peak was up around 13 inches on the high end, has already come down to the highest model of around 7. The means, which were 4 to 7 inches yesterday, have dropped to about 2.5 to 5. But this cluster down here around 1 to 2 inches has stayed pretty firm from yesterday, from 1 to 2, with much more of the snow falling as a sleet and slushy mix, which doesn't accumulate a whole lot but still can create an amount of hazardous driving conditions. I suspect tomorrow at published time that this large cluster in the middle will drop much lower. What has increased, however, is the potential of freezing rain. The lowest end, around 1/10 of an inch, and this is for a point near the Bluefield Airport in far southern West Virginia. The means of the models are around 4 to 1/2 inch, and some of the extremes are getting up to around 3/4. So we're going to continue to monitor this to see how the likeliness and possibility of freezing rain is changing over the next 24 hours for Sunday's event. And what is the problem? Why is there such a difficulty in projecting the precipitation type? Right here, outlined in red, encompasses a section of southwestern Virginia, southern West Virginia, and northern part of North Carolina. Temperatures are going to be hovering right around 30 to 32 for a prolonged period. If you look at it graphically, 7 a.m. on Sunday is 12 UTC. If you go up to here, where the pointer is, that's about 32 degrees. So you have most of the computer models now above 32 at the time of the heaviest precip between 12Z and 0Z, which is 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. But around 7 p.m., the trend is down on temperatures, with some of the outliers getting down to around 20 overnight. That's not as likely. Playing it down the middle keeps it in the upper 20s to right around 30, and are a cluster of models that don't even go below 32, which, if you're like me and are not a fan of ice, sleet, and snow, I'm rooting for these guys to win out. But as of right now, we are flirting right along that freezing line, which has a tendency to cause problems with precipitation type. So, our impacts haven't changed much. We have a wide range of wintry weather starting Saturday night through Sunday. Again, expect freezing rain and sleet to start Saturday night and change over to snow on Sunday, mainly at your higher elevations above 2,500 feet. So, some of the valley bottoms may not change the snow until very late, if at all. But at the highway levels, you could have that sleet slushy mix. So definitely check before you go anywhere Sunday for the road conditions in your state's 511 road sites. And Sunday night into Monday morning, even though the precipitation will be pulling away from the area, if temperatures do fall enough, you can get some refreeze that could be unexpected if we don't get a whole lot of snowfall, but get sleet and rain. You still can have some road refreeze ups. So at this time, asking a question of how much snow, I would say generally look for a lower amount of snow, but it'll be more of a slush, which is just as dangerous as a high amount of snow in the area, and this would be mainly along the I-77 corridor south of Beckley, West Virginia into northern North Carolina, and the I-81 corridor west of Roanoke, Virginia, headed towards Tennessee. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and YouTube for more weather content. Once again, this is Maple Leaf Meteorological.